Welcome to the Appalachian Liturgy Top 5. I'm Justin Stacy.
I'm the Reverend Brooke Atchley.
And I'm Justin Bowling.
And we have a guest with us tonight. This is my oldest daughter, Anna Atchley, and this is her son, Mighty Hudson.
Welcome to the podcast, Anna and Mighty Hudson.
Thank you.
Hudson's a cutie. All right.
So you never said that about us before.
I know,
you're
right?
not going to get that. You're not going to get that compliment from me.
So Anna's really pitch hitting for me on this top 5 because this is not my cup of tea. So
yeah. So tonight we are doing the top 5. We're mixing the schedule up again. It's pure chaos on the Appalachian Liturgy podcast these days. But we are doing the top 5, so to our top 5. Appalachian Liturgy Top 5 Debate. Okay, tonight we are doing our top 5. How did I word this? I don't even remember. Top 5.
Doesn't matter. You're just going to change the rules.
Yeah.
That's true. Top 5 creepy movie characters. Is that what I said?
Scariest.
I don't even. Yeah, you definitely said creepiest. I wasn't sure if you had limited.
I think I said
movies,
creepiest.
Okay.
So yeah, creepy movie characters. And yeah, Anna is joining us so that I guess you all have something to talk about since Brooke doesn't like any movies.
I don't do creepy or horror movies.
That's right. All right. Well, do the Atchley family want to go first?
No, I think one of you should go first so Anna sees how it's done.
Okay. I'll go first. How about that?
Yeah, so we can get all the arguing about the rules out of the way.
That's right. So my number 5.
Oh, wait a minute, let me ask you a question. Anna,
What?
is oatmeal a cereal?
It's classified as a cereal.
Thank you.
That's a polite way to say it's not.
Yeah, on WIC or anything like that, that is considered a cereal.
Oatmeal's a cereal like
now,
a
if somebody
cucumber's a
said they
fruit.
were eating cereal, I wouldn't think they're
There you
eating
go.
oatmeal.
So personally, you believe it's not a cereal.
Yes,
Bringing us back to
but
the-
There we
like,
go. There
for
we go.
like legal purposes, it's definitely a cereal.
Thank you.
For lawsuit purposes, it's definitely a cereal.
There we go. It's a cereal the same way that pizza's a vegetable for school lunches. There we go.
That's
I can live with
right.
that.
You have to go back to our very first top 5 to have any clue what we're talking about.
Yep. That's
So.
great. Good throwback.
Thanks.
All right. So my number 5, and I was trying to think. I'm not sure this is a movie, so I think I'm already breaking my rules. But this is definitely creepy. This is definitely creepy, and it was creepy to me as a kid, and that is Slappy from Goosebumps. That thing was creepy as I don't know what. You remember that? It's the dummy.
Okay,
Yeah.
I forgot that his name, but yes, I do.
You said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Anna, did you ever read Goosebumps?
Did you say read?
No, listen, those were some of the ones I did read just a little bit of. But listen,
there
I
you
don't
go.
read a lot unless I have to. I skim most of I would read like the summaries, or
Right.
if I get them on ebook for school. I'm not a big reader, but I did read some of the Goosebumps when I was younger.
I didn't read much either as a kid, but Goosebumps I loved. I think, was there a show, Bowling, of the Goosebumps? Or I know there's been a movie the past
I was
5,
going to say,
6
I thought there
years.
was a movie, but I
I
wasn't
haven't
sure
seen
about
the
show.
movie,
Yeah, I knew.
but I remember images of Slappy. Maybe it was from the book. But, the ventriloquist dolls in general is just scary.
I agree with that.
All right. So my number 4, throwing it back to my childhood again. This is probably the first scary movie I ever seen, and I think I was age 4 or 5 when I seen it. So you can blame my uncle for this. He allowed me to watch it, and that was Child's Play, Chucky, and honestly, I think the good guy doll, the not possessed good guy doll, is creepier than Chucky. Like the smiling, polite version, that's creepy. That's just very creepy.
But you think all dolls are creepy, unless they're action figures.
That's a true statement. I am not a fan of dolls. More on that later.
Way about clowns. The happy clowns, I think they're creepier than the scary clowns.
I think we might be coming back to that topic. in
Yes,
this
I
list.
bet we will.
on my list.
Now,
I do have a confession to make about dolls, though, and especially Chucky doll. I used
Okay.
to own one of the My Buddies. You
Uh-huh.
remember those?
Buddy.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. And so I had a neighbor friend who, when we were like 5 or 6, he was terrified of that doll because it sort of ish looked like Chucky, I guess, a little bit, or maybe it just reminded him of Chucky because it's a doll. But yeah, anytime we got in an argument and I needed to end the argument, I'd break out the doll. So,
Oh wow.
You
Very
had
good.
a doll and you weren't afraid to use it.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so my number 3, sticking with dolls, The Boy. Are you all familiar with that movie? I think there was 2 of them. It had the actress that plays in The Walking Dead as Maggie in it, and it was just another.
oh,
It was like a porcelain white-faced doll, and oh man, it was just so creepy to look at. So, again,
so you have 2 dolls so far on your list?
technically 3. Slappy.
Oh yeah. Jeez, I think we're finding a theme here.
That's right. That's right. Okay, but my top 2 is not dolls. So my number 2 is the old lady from Taking of Deborah Logan. Have y'all watched that? I forget. Anna,
You're
you were
definitely
supposed to
making
hold
up
up
movies
that
at this
side of
point.
the field because I knew Bowling had not watched any movie, and Brooke, you haven't watched horror movies, so I am talking to myself here. But you
Talk
you
to
all
the
should.
mirror, Justin.
That's right. You should definitely at least look it up, Google it. It's so creepy, that old lady, and one of the things that she does in the movie is, so she's possessed by something, and there's a scene where she basically opens her mouth like a snake and starts swallowing somebody.
So what was the
It is-
name of this again?
The Taking of Deborah Logan. And it's probably one of the creepiest scenes I've ever seen in a movie. I mean, just seeing an old lady
Okay,
swallow
I
somebody
Googled
whole.
it. Definitely
We're
not seen
Googling
this.
it right now.
Oh boy, you're in for a treat.
She is creepy.
Just
she is
in general,
creepy
she's creepy, but yeah, the scene itself is. Whoa.
I think anything revolving around being possessed is just
It is.
creepy. It
it
is.
really is. The Exorcist is pretty scary too, and it did
Yes.
not. It's an honorable mention for mine. It didn't make my list though. Okay, so I guess my number 1 is Gage from the original Pet Sematary. That zombie kid. There's nothing more creepy than a zombie kid. Are y'all familiar with that one? I mean, come on, you
I
got
have
to
seen
give me
Pet
something
Sematary.
here.
Yes, I have.
You just need to think that the answer is no if you ask if I know something. Okay, I mean there's a few, but
So yeah, when he comes back from the dead, he he has this childish laughter, and he wants to play. He says, I want to play and all this stuff, but a lot like Chucky does. But it's an infant, it's a toddler. Oh, that just
a
freaks me out.
toddler. Ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
definitely
about-
find it very creepy, but that's a pullback. I haven't thought of that in a long time.
Yeah. So that's my list. Bowling, would you like to go?
Sure. Yeah, mine's a little bit different than yours, but I'm gonna start off at number 5 with the girl from The Ring. I don't remember her name, but same type of reasons, I guess, for that. Kids in scary movies are always super creepy, and then that movie used to creep me out, I guess, in high school or whenever it originally came out. So yeah, she made my list. Number 4 is a little bit odd, and I think it could have been higher if it was a more modern movie. But Freddy Krueger, I feel like, is one of the scariest concepts for like a villain. The idea of like somebody that attacks you in your sleep type thing, and especially if you after you watch a scary movie and you have a hard time going to sleep, that's one that's going to hit you pretty hard. But man, those movies do not age well.
Yeah.
Trying to
So
watch
I'm
them.
just saying right now, I'm probably just the thought of it. I'm probably gonna have trouble sleeping tonight.
But you try to watch the movie, and then I think you actually have an easier time sleeping because it looks so silly now, and just the
Oh, maybe
effects and
that's why I
stuff.
need to.
Yeah. Number 3, I actually had a non-horror character on this one. It's the only one I had, but I had I think it's named Anton from No Country for Old Men. Is like the best, creepiest villain in any movie I think ever. He's just like, death incarnate type thing coming after you, and there's no way to stop him. And feels realistic enough that he's creepy, but yeah, he's definitely up there on my list. Number 2, I'm going to break out the clowns now. Finally, had to break out Pennywise here.
Pennywise.
Which do you think is creepier, the original or the reboot version?
What if we haven't seen the reboot? Hypothetically.
So what do you think, original or?
I don't know. Well, the way the newer one's shot, it just looks more real. You know what I mean? So with that, but I mean, I think it's a lot still the same. The way stuff looks, it looks like it's more real life, but it's really around the same concept. Like there's so many movies that they do a reboot of it and there's a lot different. I think that they really stayed true to the original one, to be honest.
That's true.
With it.
Cool.
All right. Rounding out my list. Number 1, Hannibal Lecter. Because if you're talking about creepy people in horror movies, I think
Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, I'd say pretty
too.
creepy.
Yeah, I don't think he's not the most dangerous villain by far, but oh my gosh, it's just like pure creepiness every time he's in a scene. The way he does his tongue, it's all.
And I guess he would be the more realistic. I
think that's what it does for me too.
Yeah,
because you get these over the top ones sometimes. It's just it's hard to find Michael Myers or Jason or anything like that.
Right.
Creepy. That's different than something that feels more realistic.
Yep.
And I did have one or 2 quick honorable mentions. Oh my gosh, I just blanked out. Can't think what the word was. I wanted one more non-horror movie, and so I think one of the other best villains that I think of is Hans Landa from Inglourious Bastards. He's just too cheery and perfect of a villain, to where he's super creepy, and anytime he's pressuring you, you're under pressure type thing. And then probably the most creepiest at all, and I didn't put him on my list just because I don't think he's in a movie, but David Pumpkin. Shoo.
David S. Pumpkin. Yes, that is not creepy, but it's great. Any questions? He's
very scary, but I'm just not sure if he's in a movie, so I couldn't count him.
Oh, that's
All
one of
right,
the best
so
Saturday
you're
Night Live
up.
skits ever.
So we go 5 and up.
Okay, well, I have some on my list that are the same as the last one, but my number 5 was Freddy Krueger for the same reasons of the concept of that is so scary, and not a single person doesn't have ever had, never a scary dream. So
yeah,
that's just creepy. I mean, when your dreams come true, that's just, Mom was just up the other night with the scary dream.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me just say this. Just us talking about the horror movies has caused me to have nightmares. I don't know if y'all can see, but I have scratches on my face because I was dreaming that I was stuck in a movie with a serial killer, and the scratches are from me fighting off the person.
Wow.
So see why I'm on the horror movies?
Yeah, that's
an
great.
hour and a half in the middle of the night because of these stupid conversations we've been having.
I'm not.
Yeah, I used to have a hard time sleeping, but I never did that.
Yeah, I'm not bad to dream about horror stuff, but what I'm really bad to dream about, and I do it all the time, is spiders. And I don't know why, but I will see spiders in my dream, and then when I wake up, I still see it. And so there was a story where it was back in, I don't know, 2010, 2011. And Ray tells this all the time because she's holding it against me. It's my wife. And basically, I'm in bed and I'm having a bad dream. And it's obviously spiders. And then she wakes me up to get me to shut up from mumbling or whatever. And then when I look over, I see a tarantula or something on her, and I start slapping her. And she's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to kill the spider." She's like, "There is no spider."
He's like,
Make sure we
"Well,
save this
losing
tape
all the
for
big
use in
part."
court.
I mean, it was like on the arm, but yeah, she
Right,
does
yeah.
use she does use it. She does use it against me a lot. She's like, that time you hit me.
You hit me.
Well, you've confessed now, so she can't really hold it against you.
That's true. It's out there, but I mean, I think I do have a deep fear of spiders, and it manifests in my dreams, and then I see it as I'm waking up. So,
All right. So what's number 4?
Okay, so this one's not on a movie, it's on a TV show, but it's on Supernatural, and they make several appearances on the TV show, and it's different characters. Well, it's different people, but it's the same character, and it's the Grim Reaper, the one that can take lives and then, give a life to somebody else. And I just think it's so creepy. There is a whole episode where this pastor was performing miracles on these humans, and he would be praying over them in a tent, and the Grim Reaper would be chasing around somebody taking their life. And I just think that's,
Wow.
super creepy. Yeah. So that one's on the bottom because it's not a movie, but I definitely think it's more of a creepy concept of a character. And my third one is Buffalo Bill. And that one goes kind of along with my second one, which was the Hannibal Lecter.
yeah,
Buffalo Bill sewed people's skin together, and
Yep.
there's some psychos out there that'll
It's the
do that
lotion on the
stuff. So
skin.
that's why it's real, creepy. And then my top one, and this is because of my internal fear, but the It clown. I hate
Yes.
clowns. I can't do clowns. I don't like them. I went to a haunted house one time because I thought this week was the week that they didn't have the clown barn. Well, I got halfway through when they did, and a clown jumped out and had a chainsaw, and I got so turned around, I ended up in a room that I wasn't supposed to. He had to turn his chainsaw off and help me, and then I proceeded to knock me and my friend down the stairs. I was running so fast away from the clown. So that's why it's my top choice, just because the clown itself is just I'm that type of person. I'll see a clown, I go the other way. Like, it doesn't matter if they're there for children. Nope, it's not happening.
So she's terrified of clowns. Abby's terrified of big costumed characters. So we couldn't ever go anywhere really fun.
wow. Yeah, the clowns. I don't really, obviously like it. I find it creepy, but I don't really have a fear of clowns in general. I think it's because Bozo was probably one of my favorite kid shows growing
I
up.
used to love Bozo.
Yeah, so
I've never thought clowns looked funny per se, but
No.
yeah.
Well, just the thought of a clown that's smiling, coming up and killing people. I mean, like there's like those people in real life that dress up as clowns and like will stand beside the road. Oh, heck no.
Have you?
I
have
did
you
almost
seen,
think about putting the Joker on here too, just because.
Right, I was getting ready to say that.
Yeah.
Have you
That
seen
was
the
in
latest Joker movie?
conversation.
Yeah.
When we were having this conversation as a family, we talked about the concept of the Joker and what a creepy character the Joker was.
Oh
or
yeah,
is.
absolutely. He's probably one of the creepiest villains in the comic book universe. He's my favorite villain by far, and it's just because he's not one dimensional.
Yeah.
And if you watch the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, you can almost sympathize with him, and I think that's what they were going for, really. But, yeah. All right, good stuff. Well, let's come up with a final list here.
So I was so traumatized by this movie that I can't even remember what the real villain was in it or what it was scary. But I can just remember like watching this in the basement of a friend's house when we were in middle school. And that may have been what really did it for me. But Children of the Corn. And I cannot even remember like what the whole premise of that movie is because it scared me so much.
Isn't that
It has been a
Stephen
long
King?
time since it is.
Yes, it's a Stephen King.
Yeah, I remember.
That seems to be the only horror ones you've watched. You had mentioned that you had seen
Pretty
some Stephen
much.
King. Yeah.
Yeah. Randall Flagg is pretty scary too. So, anyway.
Awesome.
All right, so I'm out of this. I don't get to vote. So y'all
In
gotta come up with-
common, we do have Freddy Krueger. We have Pennywise.
Yep.
You had Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, we
Hannibal
did.
Lecter. I don't think
I
get
really
many.
like your Slappy, though. I do like your
Well,
Slappy.
Let's
Yeah.
go Slappy.
You also had Old Lady Deborah.
I sure
Gage.
did. I sure did. Chucky. Yeah, Gage.
I think we can put Chucky on there. We don't have any dolls on there. You had your whole list was like dolls, so I think we have to have.
Holy cow! I just Googled Slappy.
Uh-huh.
That is creepy.
I know who Slappy
See?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is creepy.
That is nightmare fuel, is what that is.
Yeah, I got to take this off here because I cannot accidentally see this tonight.
All right, so we
I'm
got.
gonna have to go watch episodes of like Little House on the Prairie or something just to kind of wash my brain.
Do they have any Halloween episodes where they're like a haunting or something?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got Hannibal Lecter, we've got Pennywise, we've got what else?
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger. Did we say Slappy?
We definitely said Slappy. Yeah,
Yeah, Slappy. Are we going Chucky as well?
I can live with Chucky.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Chucky should be on any list. Like he is, and a new series is coming out, and it's going to be great. Yes,
He was
yes.
about on my list too.
I like the original Chucky timeline. This whole reboot mess that they tried to do a couple years ago was just horrible. But I like now when they get like the seed of Chucky, that was stupid. You know, I don't consider that in existence. But I do like the Chucky character, and the voice actor for him is amazing. So
The Seed of Chucky or Halloween H2O? Which one you picking?
ugh, I'd pick H2O over Seed. I would.
Yeah, probably so.
So, is
Nope.
there any evil, creepy character that some that people would consider creepy that you just think is funny, or
And I just
not
think
as
it's funny.
creepy?
I mean, there is certain movies, well, Chucky, for instance. The later movies, he's pretty funny.
See,
Freddy
and that's the
Krueger,
first ones I saw was the later movies, and so I think like
So
I've
it's more
never
comedy?
seen Chucky. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just can't see him as scary, but I do know plenty of people that do, so I'm fine with that.
Right. Freddy Krueger, some of the later movies of Freddy Krueger was kind of funny too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I find any of them just funny.
I wish they would redo the Freddy Krueger and make it look more real. You know, it looks so fake. You know, it's something that you can laugh at. It looks almost kind of like a sitcom, you know, but if they would redo it.
When's the last time you seen a sitcom?
It's a word she's
people's
familiar with.
TikToks are like that. You know, they do like a sitcom on TikToks.
TikToks.
Ah.
Although I'm a fan.
What's a TikTok? I'm just kidding.
What is this?
I was gonna say, oh Lord.
What? We were talking about TikToks today for something with the church, and Aaron's just going TikTok. I was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed.
You know what this makes me think of?
What?
You know, when Nene was still alive, all of those little clown dolls that she collected and she put in a place.
I bet
She
that was
had a
creepy.
glass case and it had like
Dolls and clowns.
Yeah,
it was like clown dolls, like little clowns holding balloons that were riding around on a bike. I was young when Nene was still alive. I remember these probably for the rest of my life. I remember them very clear in my head.
I did tell Justin the other day, like kids' toys are just creepy. And so like I was sitting at home working by myself, nobody else in the house. And all of a sudden I hear something say where the voices are coming from. And I'm like, no. And so I'm already ready to call up the church office and, have come out and do an exorcism or something. But walk in the other room and my dog has a Frozen 2 toy. And that if you've seen the movie, they like chase voices and Elsa hears a voice and has to go find it. And apparently it's a talking toy. But nope. I just heard a woman voice all of a sudden saying, where the voice is coming from. And like, yep, I'm about to nope out of here.
Nope. Yeah. My sister had a talking toy of some sort. And I actually think it not only talked, but it walked too. It was kind of robotic. And it would go off randomly, especially at night. And my dad was scared to death of it. Like he would hide it in places because it's like it's always going off and scared him when he's asleep.
Okay, so what was y'all's top 5?
Yep. We had Freddy Krueger, Pennywise, Hannibal Lecter, Slappy, and Chucky.
That's right. That's a pretty creepy top 5.
It is pretty creepy. I think we did good.
Good stuff. So before we wrap it up, I have something I want to show you, or maybe someone I want to introduce you to.
Is anybody else scared?
Yeah, I don't think we ever had more than 2 guests on at once. So he's got a box.
What the heck?
Fragile.
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 It must be Italian.
He's Italian,
It's
yeah.
Italian.
All right.
So, I don't. Our guess is in a box.
I think putting
Well-
somebody in a box is
Scary.
frowned upon.
Well,
Evidently, he's not in the box anymore.
he was in the box, but I'm not sure exactly where he is right now. So I'm gonna have to go find him.
I had this happen with a hamster once.
Yeah, it didn't end well.
I will be right back. I will be right back.
I guess we'll sit here.
This isn't awkward.
This makes for great listening, for the audience.
I know,
Nothing going
right?
on.
Stacy says he has a guest. It's in a box, but now his box is empty. So we're not really sure what kind of guest
Yeah.
Stacy's bringing on, and he's disappeared. We can't find him. We don't see
Yes,
him.
we don't do any editing. I guess you'll get to
Robert.
listen to it.
Robert, where are you? Where are you, Robert?
Maybe he speaks Spanish. Roberto.
I don't know.
I'm not playing this
Roberto.
again. We are not playing hide and seek.
Here we are.
Just come. I want to introduce you to my friends. Come on, Robert.
What kind of hamster do you speak to in full sentences?
I'm not sure. I mean, is this a person or an animal?
Robert, put that down. Put that down, Robert. Oh!
Is that the Wilhelm scream? Did he
I don't
just
know, but
fall?
Stacy just collapsed to the floor.
That hamster is a strong hamster.
Is that
His
chair
chair's
moving on
moving
its own?
around. Oh,
Oh,
is that Robert? That's not cool.
that's creepy.
There's a little doll sitting there. I guess that must be Robert.
Robert, what
Hello?
did you do with Stacy?
He's staring at us.
I know, he is staring at us.
Peace be to you. Have a good night.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We really hope you got some enjoyment out of the podcast this week. Remember to check out our website, www.appalachianliturgy.com, and follow us on all of our social medias. If you want an easy way to support us, though, make sure to subscribe to our channels and like our videos on YouTube. Also, join our email list for updates and let us know how we're doing. See you next week, everyone. Appalachian Liturgy Podcast is a JRS Studios production.